Hey everyone, John from Bike Fit Advisor. So still the most common question or request I get is whether I can refer someone to a bike fitter in their area or what they should look for in a bike fitter. And for the first question, probably cannot refer you to a bike fitter. And I've done a video about this in the past. I'll link it up here, but I'd like to hit on something that's just a little bit different this time. And it comes down to a really easy step you can take at the beginning that might make it really easy on you on finding a bike fitter. So in bike fitting, there are four main categories that we kind of want to base things off of. And they are the level of education that the fitter has, their experience, how many bike fits they've done, the amount of and what types of bike fit specific training they've had, and then the last one, the fourth one, is technology. Now the irony of this is that of these four, the bike fit education, the bike fit training is probably the least important. And the reason for this is that most of the bike fit education programs out there, even the ones that are kind of considered advanced classes and things, are still fairly basic. They're fairly rudimentary. They handle mostly black and white scenarios. There's not a lot of nuance involved. And some of the more difficult clients that are going to be seeking help, they're not able to really address things in that much depth. So now we have three things remaining. We have education, experience, and technology. And of course, it'd be great if you had high scores in all three of these things, but that's not often going to be the case. So this raises a question, is which one is more important? This is what I hear a lot. Is education more important or is the technology more important? And frankly, being limited or being significantly limited in either one of these can create a big problem. In general, I would probably give the advantage though to education or to the knowledge background. The reason for this is that that fitter is probably going to have a higher ceiling for what they're able to address and what they're going to be able to solve. So I think a really useful way to think about this is that the person's education and their training is really, think of that as the foundation upon which everything else is built. If the foundation that you have is really broad and very deep, there's a lot there, you're going to actually build a very large structure on that foundation, right? You're going to be able to build a lot of skill. So the three other factors, the experience, the bike fit training, and the technology, you'll be able to leverage that more with a larger foundation. You're going to get more out of it. You're going to learn more from it than, say, someone who doesn't have that education. So when we're talking about these four categories, there's a really easy reference that you can go to online that kind of goes through all this for you. And it's called the International Bike Fitting Institute. It's at IBFI-certification.com, I believe. I'll put a link to that down in the description below. But the reason I like this is that it ranks fitters according to these four criteria. And it is completely agnostic to whatever technology you use or whatever, bike fit education or training you've had. It weights those things. It takes them all into account. So it doesn't matter where your training came from. It doesn't matter what technology you use. Because most of the other places you'll find lists of bike fitters are on those two types of sites. It's going to be the companies that provide the technology. They'll provide you with a list of all the people that use their technology. Or if it's one of the schools, the bike fitting schools, they'll just provide a list of the people that have taken their classes. And it's far from, there's so many different ways, types of technology and different schools that it gets really scattered. And this IBFI is a really good way. It's kind of brought everybody in, and like I said, it's agnostic to that. It just ranks everybody according to their education, experience, the amount of training and classes they've taken, and the amount of technology that they employ. So fitters are ranked from level 1 to level 4. Level 1 is most basic. Level 4 is the most advanced. So starting at that IBFI website is a really good place to start because it will give you a lot, in many cases, some options that might be close by. If there is not a fitter on there that's anywhere near you, then you kind of have to go back to the way of doing it, where maybe you can go onto the fitter's website and look up about them, find out what their education is, what their experience looks like, what kind of technology they use, what kind of bike fit training they've had. Go through the about pages and also go through the frequently asked questions. If you can't find it on the website, that's when I would contact them and ask them for, you know, a 5 or a 10-minute appointment just to chat so you can ask these questions and get this information. But check the website first, because it might be on there. And if it is, then you can save everybody some time and get the information you need. So that's all I have for this one. Thanks, everyone. I will see you on the next video. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.